to fmtraining.tv. My name is Margaret. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today. I am here with the lovely Nick Hunter, as well as Ken Tooley, who is here to discuss, well, it is Ken's file, and Nick is here to do a live makeover, which has been in progress for the past 5 days now. We're on day 6 today, as you can see here. Existing FileMaker file design and modernization workshop. Again, I'll just reiterate for anyone who's watching, if you'd like Nick to be doing what you see in this stream in the last 5 streams, you're like, man, that's really cool. I want Nick to do that to my file. Send it to us at support@rcconsulting.com. You get the file back when we're done. So, yeah, Rick, I know that, unfortunately, we do need data removed, but with some data left so it still functions, I get that it's kind of a giant pain. If you decide to send in your database, Rick, we would greatly appreciate it. If not, that's fine too. We're doing that day 6, and then day 7, day 8, and day 9 will be Monday through Wednesday next week. Friday will be sessions at script tracking and FileMaker with Jake Shealy. Thursday will be script triggers and introduction review for beginners and intermediates. Real quick, if you'd like to support the channel, we would greatly appreciate it. We have our FM Training annual subscription bundles. There are 3 options, all of 100+ hours of really high energy video training content. Pretty much, we cover every topic under the sun in order to become a competent developer in your own right, or to refresh yourself on topics that you're not as familiar with or you haven't done in a while. So, with that being said, Nick, what are we doing today?
Yes, hello, Marge, hello. Ken, thank you for joining today, everybody. So thank you for this. Which day is today? 6 days, 7 days? I don't remember.
Day 6.
Day 6. Okay, so we do a great series here, and I got a very good feedback from it. So people say, yeah, that's very informative. We learn stuff. So that the benefit of doing an exercise like this is that we can cover a wide panel of issues and techniques, and you can see how we build things, right? So it's not because it's not that when you build something, it's not like you come and you put things and you stay there, right? So no, it's a constant improvement. You try things, you try to get better, then you think about it, and then you come back. So, but we want to show you the best technique for each case scenario, and we come and we explain why, and we explain how to do things, and we show you how to reuse components, which is the goal here, is to show you how to build things, right? So it's not just to address one problem, right? We address a wide variety of problems, and it's kind of fun. It's even fun for me. So I think it should be fun for you too. So so yesterday we learned a lot about the conditional and the hiding, and how to avoid conditional to drain your performance down the tube, but not removing things, because I don't like to say, oh, you cannot use that, right? So people say, oh, I'm not using conditional, or I'm not using hiding, or no, it's not a good way. We need to be able to use everything we have, but we need to learn to do that the right way. That's all, right? So it's not that complicated, but when you don't know, it's difficult to figure it out, right? But we are experienced user here, Ken's and myself and all the people at RCC. We are experienced, and we can come with our experience and tell you straight what you need to do. So so today we are going to continue to rebuild that file that I have here. I'm going to share my screen right quick, right? So hello, Ken, how are you today?
I'm great. I just encourage anybody, since I have the mic here, to anybody to send this file in. This has just been really great to have you go through this. The amount of little things that I'm picking up here that I'm taking back into my other solutions, even without getting this file back yet. So it's I'm really appreciative of you guys doing this.
Okay, thank you very much, Ken. We appreciate you send the file, and appreciate you take the time to come with us every day and to join us. It's very cool. It's very cool. It's so to everybody, I want to tell you something. So what you see here, like 6 days now, it's what we do if you call RCC and you say, okay, oh, I want coaching. It's exactly what we do. We share the screen, we have a Zoom, right? Zoom meeting, and we can come every day or every X days, and you talk to, you work directly with the engineer, and you do exactly what we do here. That's the coaching program that we have here now. I don't know how to call that. Program is very, it's government stuff, but we have this a coaching service that we have here at RCC. It's very popular, by the way. We have a lot of coaching engineer that do that. So I encourage you to do that too, to call us, and you pay as you go. You buy a bank of time, like 5 hours, 10 hours, whatever you want to buy, and then you use it, and you can cover all the topic you want, right? So you have a specific issue, you can call and say, oh, I have a specific issue, I want that to be more performant, or I want this to look better, or it's very cool. It's very cool to work like this. You don't need to to have a heavy contract, and no, to send us a file. No, we work on your file, we connect, and we address the problem you want to address, right? It's very cool. So let's continue today. So yesterday we addressed, let me hide this stuff. So yesterday we addressed all those fields here, and all this hiding stinking and stuff like that. And we start to address, of course, we addressed how to update statuses from outside of the table, right? So we start to learn the power of the trigger fields. So just a refresher, the trigger field is field or fields, that you use to trigger, to evaluate an auto entry calculation, to force the evaluation of a calculation. So when you have here in the auto entry calculation, you have one of those trigger fields, right, in the let statement that will automatically perform this, evaluate this calculation here, right? Because you call that field that is inside the calculation, and that will automatically evaluate all the calculations, the auto entry calculations that are related to that field, right? And of course, yesterday we learned that even though, where is it here? Even though we here in another table, right? But because the record I have in that table is related to the record I have in this table, right? So in this table I have a record, right? And related to that record, if I do modification here, I am updating the status, right? So yesterday we learned that if we don't have at least two, if we don't have the two certificate picks here, the pictures, if we don't have the two, that makes missing docs. Otherwise, it's set valid, right? To do that, we don't use any crazy things, right? And we don't use, of course, we don't use related things or whatever. No, we just set a field from that table, right? Through the relationship that makes this table and this table connected, and we modify this field here, which is a trigger that I'm using to re-evaluate this auto entry calculation. So if I do this here, right here, I change this, you will see here that the time will change, right? Because I'm doing the evaluation now, and then he said, okay, now you update that field, that I need to reevaluate all my auto entry calculations here related to that field. So, and that said now missing doc because I removed the document. If I put back the document, you say, okay, oh, now it's valid because I have two. So now we can continue on this, right? So we have a set of our statuses based on many things, right? So the certificate's done, so we can just, add here. So we can move that a little bit, right? We can move that down and have maybe it's not necessary to have a slide control. So we have a new area here, right? And here we are going to put all our statuses, right? So the first status we have, it's the certificate status, right? So we are going to put that here and put on top, okay? So we have the certificate status here, right? I'm going to create the label here. Here I have a label 1. So for the labeling, so I like this way of labeling things, right? To be on top of the field. So I want to explain why I'm doing this, right? It addresses a lot of problems. When you have a design like this, let's say we have a design like this, okay? So we have a design like this, right? And let's do this, right? So we do this, and we reshuffle. Okay, boom. And we have this and this, right? And status combined, and status pilot, and order. Okay. And let's put back this one here too. So when you have a design like this, with the field, with the, what's the name? Okay. When you have a design like this, and you are here, right? You see that because I have a label, a large label, I need to push everything far away because I have a large label here. I have this one is large, and so I cannot, so because we want to have everything aligned correctly like this. So the problem of this is I'm wasting a lot of space, right? Because you can see, and I'm wasting that space here. When you have the design like this, right? We address a lot of problem. First, I can do this. I can do something like this. I can have the label, right? Let's put it like this. I can have the label the same width of the field. So that what the freedom that gives me, right? Give me the freedom of typing, having very large labels without any problems, right? That's what allows me. It allows me to have a very large label. We can add, we can add our merge fields. We can merge something. Okay, we can do many things here without having problems of spacing. If I have something like this and I want to do that here, that means I will have to put all outside the layout, right? So this labeling here is not comfortable, right? Labels doesn't have to be that prominent, by the way. Okay, that's enough. The size here. So to make my life easier, I have 3 labels: the one centered on the left, the one centered, and the one centered on the right. Right. Of course, thanks to the style and stuff like that. Right. This here, I have a padding here of 5, and my label, right? My label have the same padding of 5, right? So what that allows me, it allows me to do, so I want to show you how we all reorganize things like this. So let's say I want to reorganize this, right? That way, without pain, okay? So it's very easy to do, because thanks to the padding, the text here right? The text here. Yeah, no, we have the text here will be aligned with the text here. If I put the label on the same position on the left, both texts are aligned because I have both has a padding of 5. Okay, so that's allowed me to do something like this. So first you put some space a little bit more, and then you select all like this, and you reshuffle the space. You distribute vertically. So that now gives me some space here. So now, right, here what I can do this, but I can put that, so we can resize all of those the same size. So see, this one is the height of this one is bigger than this. So I resize this one, and then I'm selecting those, right? And I said here, you said resize smallest 8, boom. So now I can do like this. I can put my stuff here, right? I can put my stuff here. I don't need to be precise, So now I can select all my labels, So I'm going to put this one here, this one here. I can select all my labels and put the same style. I want the label to be aligned to the left. And now I can say, okay, select all the object and say align to the left, center to the left, right? And now I can put a little bit more space here, and I can say distribute all of this vertically like this, right? We okay with this? Okay. So now I have a very nice distribution, right, of my stuff. So it's just a playing of this object, of this command here, right? Resize, align, distribute, right? So you don't have to do that manually, right? So of course here now I'm doing something like this. I'm putting 2, right? Like this, right? So I'm putting 2 like this. I'm putting 2 like this. I'm putting 2 like this, and 2 like this. And now, boom, I have a nicely distributed, and I can do this now. So see, I can put that here if I want, right? And the label is not bothers me. And I don't give a damn if the label is large, because I can do this if I want. I can resize the width of the label the same as the field. So I have all this available. And if I select all like this and I want to make them smaller, I can do this including the label. So this will be a block with the same, weight, right? So this is a great presentation, because you see you have a lot of advantage, and you don't have to take care of the alignment on the left, right. It's the labeling on the left of the field is not great. It's not. Okay. I don't use it anymore. I'm getting away from it because this allows me to do much more things like this, right? So it allows to have more freedom, right? So it works better, right? So do we have any question about this before I, switch to another topic?
Nope, you're good.
Okay, so now we are going to continue addressing all the statuses, okay? Because we understand that Kens has a lot of statuses, right? So, and it's pretty much the goal of this database is to see which one is good, which one is not, okay? So let's do the fit review. So what the fit reviews, Ken?
It's the flight review, and it's looking at a document.
Review.
Yeah, flight review, and it has a date that it was executed. There's a calculation that then says when does this expire, and obviously whether the date's good or not. So It has the same types of, if it's not there, it's missing. If we haven't flipped the valid switch, it's not. And then it's either current, it's coming up soon, it is expiring sometime. And one day I put that expires today in there. Frankly, we could lose that one.
Okay. Okay, so here it's interesting because we have the same case scenario of those statuses, right? So
basically, yes.
Yeah. So we have here we can use it's a good use of the let statement. So I want today I think it will be all about the let statement, right? And I think it's great because what the let statements, what FileMaker says about this, set a variable or variable to the result of the specified expression for the. Okay, yeah. If you understand that, you're good. So let me yeah. Okay, let me translate Claris wording. Okay. The let statement is there to let you put down on the table. It's like, let's say you are on your workshop at home, right? You have tools, you're on the garage. You have tools, you have you have a machinery, you have you need some materials. So you go Home Depot and you buy everything you need. And so you come back at home and you put on the table, okay, I need this, okay, I need some glue, I need some wood, I need some screwdriver, I need some screws, I need some nails, because I want to build a cabinet. So you put on the table what you need, right? So you put on the table, or another analogy, you go to the kitchen, you want to cook today, right? So you put on the counter, okay, I have my tomatoes, I have my onions, and I have my olive oil, and I have my, yeah, I'm going to Greece, so now I have olive oil. So, you know what I mean? So you put on the counter what you need, you need a skillet, you need a pot. Okay, so you got the point. So you put on the table all what you need, right? Because you don't want to forget, right? You don't want to forget something. You don't want to start cooking and say, oh my gosh, I forgot about this. So that means my dish that is starting, I start my dish is over because I missed this, right? So we do the same with the let statements. Here we have a great example of what we can do, okay? So here how we put the let statements. First, before we start, I want to explain to you what those brackets means. And this means when FileMaker put that. See this and this? No, curly brackets like this. We have a few like this. We have a substitute. Yeah. No. Which one we have that
Case has one.
What? Case.
Case, Case has one.
Yeah. So you see, and even the if has, So why this? Okay. Why this? It means that what is inside the curly brackets, right, is optional. That means I could have a if, for example, let's say 1 plus 1, that okay, and if 1 plus 1, okay, or I don't know, ID equal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So we can say this, if this, then we can say we have a result, okay, and then we can stop here with the if statements. We don't need to do the result too. We don't need to put it, right? We can just ignore we can just ignore this, right? We can just ignore this, right? And that's it. And the if statement will work because we say if this, then this. But that's it. The result too is otherwise put no, right? But the result too was optional. The same on the case. We can just say test 1, the result 1, and everything here is optional. because it's between curly brackets, right? So on the let statements, the brackets here and this, including the curly brackets, including this one, right? So it's optional, okay, because we can have variable, right? But I'm going to explain what a variable is in that case, right? We can have one variable or many variables. That's why they said variable 2, ... variable 3, 4, 5, 6. You can put as many variables you want, okay? If you put only one variable, this bracket here is optional. If you put more than one, then this one it needs to be there. Otherwise, it's optional. That being said, I could say ID equal this, right? Or this. And I could say if, ID equal this, I could be there. But if I want to put many variable here, right? I need to put a bracket and a bracket like this. I need to put this within brackets. Oh, and that's a while also that doing this. Okay. So let's talk about this now. So I explained the brackets, right? So now let me explain the variable. Why FileMaker calls that a variable? Because for you, a variable is those variable we have, dollar or $. They are the same. They are the same. Okay. So let me first show you this here. Okay. When we build those let statements, I can say that test equal 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1. Okay? That's my test. And then in the calculation, because we have the section where we put the variable, remember the let statements? Let's put the let statement here. Okay. We have the variable section where we put on the counter our onions, tomatoes, and whatever. And then we have the calculation that will call whatever we put on the counter. So here I said test equal 1 plus 1. And then my calculation is, for example, if test equal 2, then okay. Otherwise, no. Right? So my if is going to call this. It would have been the same of doing this. Not the same. But I put on the counter the test and I define it that what the test should be. What the test? The test is this. But it could be anything. It could be the ID. ID equal, I can call a field, right? And now I need this. I can call a field. I can make this stuff. I can call today equal gets current date, for example, right? So I put on the counter whatever I want, right? I put whatever I want. So I can call a field. I can do whatever I want, right? and I can put, you know, I can call a function, right? So you can do, you know, whatever you want, and you can do something like this within the variables, because those are variables, and the whole thing is a statements. That is a wording. Those are statements. Those are variable. Those are expressions, right? So that's a good wording. So I'm teaching you the wording. Okay. So, and I said today is current date, right? So let's say, for example, now, so I put on the table, I declare, I'm doing a declaration here. I put on the table today test in, okay. Now I said, I remove this. I can call each of them, and that will return whatever this is. But I can call as many times as I want the same. I can call it and call it and call it again. You know. I can call it. But FileMaker is not going to call it 6 times or 5 times. He's going to call it once. That means he evaluates this. He says, okay, I made it. I have my, you asked me for 1 onion, is there, right? And then you can use it as much as you want. It will evaluate that only 1 time. And then you can do something like this now on the let statements, right? You can say, okay, I want today. Oh, today, I got it. I have tests, you know, 2, 1 plus 1, right? And then you can do something like this. You can say today plus test, right? Today is the 30th of March, but plus test. So you can do this. You can say, okay, take whatever today is, right? And this is much simpler to read than this. Or the other, you know what I mean? It's simpler. When imagine that you have something complex, today plus test, boom. That's it. That way. This is not using your brain. You're putting down boom, 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 your stuff. What use your brain is the logic in the calculation, and you don't want things to. You don't want your brain to try to evaluate what you want to do. No, today, tomorrow, you know. So let's say here, right? I want to do tomorrow, for example. Okay. I want tomorrow. Okay. So what I'm doing, I'm saying today plus 1. That tomorrow. I want yesterday. Yesterday equal today minus 1. So now when imagine that you want to do something like this, right? You know what I mean? You want to call those. So we have today is the 30th. Tomorrow is the 31. Yesterday is the 29th. So so now when you use those statements inside, right? Inside, right? What's the name? Inside your calc, it's easier to understand. You say, okay, you understand? So let's move on a little bit on this now. What we can do also, and that is what the power of this. Let's say I want to declare that what's the name? The terms terms equal 30. That's my term. Like, you know, I need to pay my bills 30 days. Okay. So 30. That's my terms. Okay. Or let's put 15. That's my terms. That RCC terms. Okay. So I want to use terms, right? And now I want to declare, right, expire, expire dates. Expire date. Okay. What will be? Will be today plus terms. I can do that. I can say FileMaker will evaluate this first, this, then this, then this, then this, then this. And then here I'm calling to create a new statement, a new variable. I'm calling two other that was before. Of course, if I do this, that won't work because today is not there yet, right? So I need to do that logically, right? Actually, I'm not sure. I never tried this, by the way. I'm not sure at all. Something is missing here. Yeah, this one. So when something like this happens, I have to automatically evaluate, and it say this. That means something wrong, and I don't know what. Deactivate this and click evaluate, and then it will tell you. Bam. Oh, yeah. So you see, I cannot evaluate today because it's not found yet because today come later. Okay, so it doesn't work. If I put that after, because I'm calling this, I cannot call this if it's not there, right? So now it's evaluated and now I have no problem. So yeah, what it says, okay. Oh yeah, I need this, sorry. And remove this, right? So now the expire date is calculated. That means I put my stuff on the table and each time I can call the one I just created before, okay? I can say, for example, I can start, if I want to start my expiry date from yesterday, I say, okay, yesterday plus terms, that change, right? Look. 14.
Are there any restrictions to the words we can use in the variables?
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a good question. I noticed something. You can use, you don't have value. I can use, for example, a term that we have here, right? We can use something, but I noticed something. The dates, when you use date here, and you use the dates function, you have issues. That's the only one but you don't have restrictions. I learn from professional coding people from other world, from C++, from Xcode, from Java, because when I was at FileMaker / Claris, I was working with engineers, and they taught me how they name their stuff. Okay, so we use, for that type of things, we use what we call the camel, or the camel characters, the camel. What the camel? The camel, or
camel font or camel whatever. Yeah. With the up
camel
and down.
case, camel case.
Camel case, yeah.
You have camel case. So what the camel case? That a camel case. That a proper case. That a uppercase. Right?
Right.
So camel case is this. You use, if I say hello in camel case, how are you? I start with a small cap and each word is separated by the upper, by the capital. That makes the separation of the word. I don't use this. No, this bad. This good. Camel case. Use camel case. Why? Because you can double click.
Yeah.
If you have this, double click. Bye-bye, goodbye, or Broadway, So this you can double click. Yes, you can use this, but it looks bad. This is easier, especially when you are using this in very, very complex calculations, right? So when you have a lot of things, you don't want to have whatever dashes or underscores. You don't. You want to be like expired. Boom. This is very understandable, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that the camel case is the best practice to name this. I saw people, they put crazy things like this, and they start with crazy thing. It's not necessary. It is not necessary at all. You need to use the camel case, right, for this statements. So now we learn how we put statements. So if we have question on this, that's a good timing.
There's nothing on YouTube or Twitch. Is it possible to have a calculation result within a let?
Yeah. What do you mean a calculation result? Calculating something? I did it.
Oh, it's possible to have two calculation results within a let.
I have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Each one can be a calc. Each equal, which part here can be whatever you want. It can even be a if you want. It can be a case, it can be a while, it can be whatever you want. A count, it can be whatever you want in this, right? So, do I answer the question?
No let in let.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yes, you can. You can do something like this. Oh no. You can do something like this. New let equal. And you say let. Okay. You say name equal name. Do I have a name equal first last? Okay. You can have this, the let, okay, and you can have let's keep it simple for now, okay. So you have another let inside the let, okay, and then you can say okay, that you calc. I don't know if name equal Kenneth, for example. I don't know. I'm making up. You said result okay, or otherwise no, right? And that works. There's no problem. I can call the new let here. He said no. So you can have a let within the let. There's no problem. So you can do crazy things there. So why the let?
And then I'm sorry, Nick, guys. Then you could grab, before you delete that, you could grab the name from the new let and do something with one of the variables from the original net as well. Then
yeah, exactly. We can use I can put the today here if I want. That will return the today, right? So it's I can define, for example, I can take something. I can say today. I cannot have two. If I do this today. If I do this, that's a conflict, because it will evaluate this one and then it will replace this one by this one. You will never get that one.
Right, but you could put that in the final calculation. You could put
Yeah,
new let and today.
Yeah, and you can say
yeah.
You can say this, for example. Okay, so you can say if I want to call that, right? The today to something wrong here. Today to equal today. Blah, 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 blah. What did I break? Hold on. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't have name anymore. Yeah, I think it's okay. So what's wrong? Today to no, I cannot call it. No.
Wouldn't it be new let?
Yeah, it will be new let. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. See, so you cannot call. Okay. You cannot call this let this one. Everything that is in this one belongs in this one. But because this one is inside, belong to this one, I can call this one. But I cannot call this here.
Right.
I can call this, yes, because this is one let, this is another one. Right?
Right.
You understand?
Yep.
So it's but you can do crazy things. To be honest with you, I never did that. I never used that. Because if you need to do that, you have a design flow. Period. Use another field.
Right.
Use another field and call it here. Because otherwise your calculation is unreadable. Right?
Yeah. It was getting pretty messy.
Yeah. No, it's I prefer not doing it. So if we don't have another question, I want to move on.
I think I'll kind of a follow-up. The let defines a variable like the script step set variable for all scripts or the calculation.
Yeah, alors that's where I'm going to land.
Okay. In that case, I'll let you continue onward.
We have 3 types of variable. We have the local, calculation variable. We have a local variable. Okay, we have the calculation variable. Let's call it like this. Otherwise, calculation variable, local variable, and we have the global variable. Okay, so we have 3 types. The calculation variable is this. It's valid within the calc. It's valid here. I cannot, if I said this, let's keep this. So if I click here, whatever I declared here it cannot be used outside this. I cannot extract this outside and use somewhere else in another calc or no. This can be used only in that section here. That's it. That leaves there. Okay. Now we have the local variable. So the local variable, right, lives within a script, right, lives within the evaluation of an expression. So that means mostly, to be simple, because that's exception, but I don't want to get there because this is wow, I need 2 days, 3 days to explain. But to be simple, right, on the scripts, when you have set variable, right, and you say we said a local variable, okay. Hello. That variable leaves the time of the scripts. So if I evaluate this, I'm doing this, Okay, I need something else because otherwise it will go away. I say show dialog, show dialog, you know, and I'm calling this. Okay. So that variable leaves the time of the script is there. Hello. I can use this variable at that point. I can use it to many things. It's available to me on anything, right? I can do something like this if you want a good demo of this, right? Let's do a good one. I can do this. No, let's keep this. I can pause indefinitely, right? I can do this. I can do set a variable, pause. So my script is paused. So it's paused. It's not dead. Okay, so let's remove this. I play that script. My script is paused. My local variable available to me. I can use it on everything I want. You know, it's available to me. You know, if I want to click here and say, what is my local variable? It's available to me. I can do whatever. I can even have another script, you know, that run and use that if I want. Okay. Until my script is live, the local variable will exist and will be available to you for anything you want. Anything, right? Okay. If I can, you know, if I cancel my script, bam, bye, sayonara. Okay. If I press this, my variable is there. I can continue the scripts. My variable is available to me in the dialog. But if I press OK and I reach the end of the script, bye. Bye-bye. That's the local one, right? And now we can do something else. We can do the global one. So we can do global variable, right? That this now will, if I play this script, the global variable exists even though my script is gone. And that local variable with that name will still exist and will still be available to you until you come and you change it. So if I run that script again, bam, I change it, right? And now this will stay available to me as long as I change it. Or if I close the file or quit FileMaker, right? Or if I blank it. To blank a variable, this is not enough. That won't blank anything. That won't blank anything, you know? That won't. Oh yeah, it does. See? Huh? Why? That's funny. It blanks it. So sorry for that. I thought not, but yes. So you can do this. So you can blank it. But I'm putting this normally, but you know, apparently this works now. I don't know when that changed because it wasn't like this. Do you know what it is?
To me, that's always the way I've always blanked things out. So
with the double quote.
Yeah.
Yeah, but me too. That's fun. That is we see. Hello. That okay? We learned something. Right?
Yeah.
So I have hello. If I do this, yeah, I need to continue this. If I blank like this, oh, that's cool. But that's a good news. But it wasn't like that in the past, you know, for sure, you know. So it blanks it. It blanks it. So yeah, so okay, so you can do this, okay, or this, you know, same. But we have another way. So that's a global. Now we have an additional way to set variables. And that's for global variable only, okay? Because the local, no. For the global variable, for this one. I can do this in the let statement, right? So I can use it. I can declare that variable to be global. You remember? That is calculation variable. That is local variable. That is global variable. So you can declare in that statement, you can declare a global variable, use it in your calculation. You know, I can do that here. I can do that here. I can do that here. And if I press this, now I need to change this, of course, because I changed the name. So now I need to call. Okay. If I go to current, bam, I have tomorrow, today, expired, and yesterday. Right? So and they're global, and they'll be there until this calc redo them. Or if you have the same name and you can have another calc that changes. Okay? For example. So if I have expired date, so I can do this, and now my expire date change is in October, because this calc changed it.
That seems really cool, but I'm thinking, gosh, you could very easily get confused as to what's really in the contents of your global variable when you're using it in multiple let statements.
Yeah, so it's up to you. Sometimes it's practical, because we can have this also that happen. You know.
Yeah,
I can, it can be like get current dates plus 1,000, right? So if I play this script now, here. No, so let's do this. So if I play this script, this will change. This expire date will change. Boom, right? 2025.
Christmas.
Yeah, almost. So you understand? But if I go there and I reevaluate this, you go back to this. If I go there and reevaluate this, you go back to this. October. So yeah, it's powerful, but at the same time can be crazy. And if you want to see something totally, completely crazy, okay, you can do something like this. Here, in the validation, validate by calculation, you can say this, let, and you can say what the field is, tag VR VFRS, like this, equal, or I don't know, self, for example, right? And otherwise you say, okay, so you say like this, okay. So the validation calculation will trigger. So what triggered this?
It's just it's not really something that triggered. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's use my trigger here. Trigger. Okay. So the validation, right? So here, so it's not crazy. Huh? I'm showing you the craziness of what we can do with this. Okay. But I understand if you don't get it, I won't be mad. No, you don't have a test at the end for that one. But if I trigger this, no, you don't. If you trigger this, bam, I have this, right?
Right.
So what the advantage is that is giving me what was there before, right?
Right.
Before the validation. So it's that I can do a webinar on this because this is super powerful. But I want to show what I want to show you is that we can do crazy thing with this, right? And that works on auto entry calculation. That works on every type of calculation possible. Okay, every type of calculation. Even a conditional formatting can do this. A script parameter can send. I could do a webinar on this. What I need to do. I'm going to write down this. Because this could be very 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 powerful. But that will be for super. That will be for super advanced user. What's the name? Sadomasochist. Because it's define variable from let. Okay. All the case scenarios you can go. I need to come. That will come like in a month or two because I need to think about it. Because it's not something easy. But
with some use cases.
Yeah, from case. Right. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that will be tricky to do. But anyway, so the let statements. So we got pretty much all of the let statements, right? So do we have any question on the let statement, please? And then I think we're good to go.
Kind of like a follow-up of our earlier question, David Angel said he didn't express it correctly. Is it possible to have two results within a let statement?
Okay, so let's go there. So let's go back to my let statement here. So let's say you want two, right? Okay, so you want two. So let's say you want the expire date, for example. So let's remove those, right? It makes it hard to read, right? Okay. So you want the expire dates like this, right? And you want the terms, I don't know, plus, plus test, for example, right? I'm doing this. And then you want another, if you can have this stuff, right? If expire dates are superior, if for example, I'm doing something like this, if the month expire dates superior of 10, for example, then you say too late. Otherwise, otherwise, okay. So we can do something like, so you have all those results. So I do this generally. You can do a JSON if you want, but but I prefer to do like this. So you say, okay, I want this, and I want this. So that the if statements, okay, in the list. Damn. Right?
Yep.
See? So you have this. And then at the end, when you have this list, right? When you have this calculation, you can say, okay, get value, so you even though, you can do whatever you want, You can get the value of what you want on this, right? So when you have this calculation here, right, you can get the value, you can, do whatever you want, but we can have multiple, result, of course. You can do whatever you want. This is just putting down stuff. And that is like every single calculation possible in FileMaker. And you can use this, but you can also use things from outside, email, if you want. You don't need, it's not an obligation to use whatever you want, whatever is there. You can use whatever you want here, not just what's there, right? You can mix match. You can, you have totally freedom. Advantage of this, instead of putting a very complicated interaction, I try to, where I can find something in that file. I want to show you an example of something. Okay. Those, perfect example. Imagine that, okay, the goal here, right? The goal here is to have a list of items. Okay, so the goal here, so that's a good example. Let's take 1 minute for this. Can remove the trigger. The goal is to have something like this. Is to build this. But I don't want to be a stupid, dumb calc. Okay? I don't. I want something smart. Okay? Like, so here, it's a good example. When I was building this, the customer was watching and said, wow. Okay, perfect. I have stuff here. I want one line that can show the prior, the IV, the FV, and the agreed. But when they're empty, I don't want a stupid agree with nothing there, right? I don't want something stupid like prior column, nothing, and then IV column, nothing, and then, no. If they're not there, if I have nothing here, I don't want the word agreed. I don't, right? I want only the one where there's something. Can you imagine this if you want to do that with one calculation? It's impossible. Good luck. Good, I tell you good luck. I tell you good freaking luck. Okay, what I do here, I'm defining and the word and the naming of the statements and the fields and everything is very important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. It's easy to read. I didn't say FV. I didn't call that FV1 market. IV, I don't care. Field 1, field 2, field 3, field 4. I defined what my field 1 is, what my field 2 is, what field 2. Then I said, okay, this field, I need to convert that text into a currency. So I have a custom function that do this, that's a $, comma, and I have a custom function that convert a dump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this in something like this. $, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? I have a custom function that do that for me, okay? So I said, okay, I define my field 1. Then I said, take the field 1, make it currency. Take the field 2, make it currency. And I called it 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I say, wait. Is the field something in that field 1? Is there something in that field 1? Yes, no. Is empty, field 2, field 3, field 4. Is empty this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay. Then I have a test one for the field, for the is empty one on the field 1 that get the currency 1 of the field 1. Okay. So Test one is, if this is empty, is field one, empty, then I want nothing. Blank, 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 blank. I want nothing. If that is the case, if this is empty, the field one, if is empty, the field one, blank. Otherwise, put me the word prior FV and take the number from my currency one. And I do the same for the test two. If there's nothing on test two, if there's nothing here, if my test, my is empty, return is empty, I want nothing. Otherwise, put there IV and the currency two. Same for 3, same for 4. Now you understand why it's easier to use that terminologies 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and not naming things. If I replace market, it's impossible to read, and you build bugs. So now it's easy. I put my field, I convert my field into a currency. I detect is empty, and then I said, okay, guys, if it's empty, I want nothing. Otherwise, I want this. And then I put all in the list, and I replace the carriage return of the list by space, and I get this. When there's something, I have this. If there's nothing, I have this. And the list function is going to clear this for me, because if you said test and carriage return test and carriage return test 3 and carriage return test 4, you have blank spaces like this, right? This is readable, is understandable, and I'm doing a lot of things, is fast, because I'm doing absolutely nothing here. It's easy to read. Everything is separated, everything is organized, and I know I have no, 3. I'm reading like that. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Okay, I'm good. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Honestly, test 1, field 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4. I'm good. I don't need to know what that's markets or IV market or FV. I don't give a damn what it is. It's there. I defined it. Just what is interesting me is that the field 1 go to the currency 1, that go to the info. That's all what interesting me. Right? You got it? Got the point? Right?
Yep.
So it's extremely useful to start using things like this. And don't be afraid to explode your calculation. You explode it. You put all on the table, all what you need. Boom, 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 boom. Right? If you try to do this in one calc, good luck. Try it. Okay? We have questions. Otherwise, we can land the plane.
I think we're good. So in that case,
The balloon.
The balloon. Oh yeah,
balloons,
yeah. We
yeah.
land the balloon. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you very
So
much.
how you call, Ken? How you call the action of landing the balloon?
It's landing.
That's it.
That's
no
it. We land the balloon. We take off. We land. Yep.
You don't have a deflating or the.
Well, after you land, then you deflate.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So the balloon comes down, you land, you're on the ground, then you deflate the balloon, let the
Yeah,
air
I knew. Yeah, it's better to do the deflate.
Yeah. Don't do the deflation before the landing.
Yeah. So don't put that statement before this one, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That like in your other example, when you did that, it didn't work. It doesn't work in ballooning.
Doesn't work well. The balloon doesn't work well. Okay, guys. So hope you enjoy it. So see you next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much.
Okay.
We'll see you back here next week, everybody. And for the rest of you, I will see you tomorrow for Jake Shealy's stuff.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Nick.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
report of an individual up here who maybe a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir.